wasn't the only deja vu we experienced. On Google, searches for how to move to Canada surged again as votes were being counted, and memes featuring our beautiful landscapes and also jokes about our cold weather. It's trending alongside serious concerns about what a Trump presidency means for us here in Canada. Okay, so how do we think this will impact us here?
First, can I say this? Because I was guilty of saying this all the time, where I'm like, that's their circus. We don't have to deal with that. Thank goodness we live in Canada. We don't have to, we should ignore that. If you're thinking that way, get that out of your head. We need to pay very close attention because what's happening over there is definitely going to affect us over here. And there are two things that we should be paying very close attention to. First one is tariffs. First of all, Donald Trump does not like our prime minister, and he's not been quiet about it. And he has promised to add a 10% or higher tariff to all goods made in Canada that are imported to the United States. So what that means is going to become more expensive, which is going to drive down demand. So if you are a Canadian company, this win for Trump is detrimental to your business. So that's one thing we should be thinking about.
He floated that idea, by the way, back in 2018, 2019 as well.
Exactly. So, and then the other thing is migration. One of the number one things that the Republicans talked about and campaigned on was all of the illegal and undocumented people. And he promised that in his first week, what's he going to do? He's going to deport the 11 million undocumented people who are in the United States. Well, this is not like the end of a baseball game where everybody just kind of slowly walks home. It's like, where are those people going to go? We share a landmass and an invisible line. So most likely we're going to absorb all of those people. And I have to ask our government right now, do we have a plan in place? What are we going to do? How are we going to handle this? We cannot sit on our hands and expect those people are going to go somewhere else. A lot of them are going to be seeking refuge here. And I need to know, please, Prime Minister, say something about, like, what are we going to do with that?
Well,
so those are things we need to
you're
discuss.
absolutely right. But to piggyback off of that, I often say this, and a lot of people are quoting me today, America sneezes and Canada catches a cold. So this is not just now an economic thing that we're going to be inevitably dealing with. Our NAFTA, or it's called the CUSMA now, that is going to be expiring in 2026. And if anybody recalls what those negotiations were like last time, it was nasty and dirty. So economically, there's a price to pay here. But also, when I say America sneezes and Canada catches a cold, I feel that more in a sentiment, that there's a sentiment that gets unleashed and normalized in the States that all of a sudden flows up here. They sneeze, we get a freedom convoy. You know, this is what I'm saying, is that there is a sentiment. So now, if you have people who will want to leave because they're fearing for their family and getting deported, and they want to come up here because they believe Canada is a safe haven, there is an increasing anti-immigrant sentiment growing in this very country. We have to be careful that that thinking does not bleed over in a toxic way to us. We have to retain our identity. It absolutely is. But what I'm saying is that's where it comes up against what's happening.
You have an opportunity, though, I think. You have an opportunity, if you start now, to listen to one another in a way that I think we in the United States have not done. Because I agree with you, there is a growing anti-immigrant sentiment. I mean, you have, and then you have the folks that are worried about the carbon tax, in Alberta. I mean, you have all of these different, things that are very similarly mirroring, just like the Freedom Convoy. Unlike the United States, though, you all can have a snap election. So, if the PQ and the NDP decide that they're going to not have a vote of confidence in a minority government, guess what? You guys are going to have an election like ASAP. So start talking to your neighbors now about where are these sentiments coming from? Is it just a reflection of what's happening in the United States, or is there really something larger going on here in Canada?
Yeah, great question.
Hey, you, come a bit closer. We've got so many more must-see interviews, spicy debates, lifestyle tips, and pop culture moments. So subscribe to our channel by tapping the logo below and don't miss out.